Welcome back to another VOLIBEAR video. I'm going to do a tier list on boots.
Stop the ports! Artheo!
Let's see. I'd say this is a good buy, especially early. This is probably one of the first things you should buy on VOLIBEAR. Movement speed is incredibly important on VOLIBEAR. You need to be able to catch your target. If it range, you want to max Q. And, boots are probably not the most important. I'm not going to say these are the best boots, but I'm going to put it as good. Like, you should buy them. Best boots, I'm going to say Swifties. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. As best boots. I don't know if I should put it as good. I don't think I'm going to put it as good. But I think Swifties is hands down the best. A lot of players actually go cooldown boots. Now they're good. Don't get me wrong, and they're cheap. They're almost on the same level. I think they are the same cost as these boots. I'm gonna put it as good. Put it as good. So for that reason, so there's two different play styles that I should tell you guys with this. This here allows you to proxy and get an instant recall. So the jungler, like, just say the jungler's on the way and you double proxied. They're like, oh, let's go get him. And all of a sudden, boom, you're back to base and they're like, where'd he go? He just wasted their time. So that's why I personally like these boots as like the second best option, just solely because I'm a split pusher. So I love proxying. I love being in the side lanes. I love wasting people's time. So for me personally, like, especially in the Riftmaker, Nashers, and Holebreaker, these boots are so good. I'm surprised I don't have the upgraded option, because it basically has like a quest that it upgrades into, like a boot upgrade where it allows you to get more. It gives you out of combat movement speed, what I mean to say. But anyway, so that's probably my second option. But I always go Swifties majority of the time because me personally, slow resistance on the bear is super good. And that's the most reason why he can't kill a target and he can't get away is slow resistance. It's one thing to get CC'd, but slow is like VOLIBEAR's worst thing. So you want to be faster than your target. You always want to, when you max your Q, and, let's be real. These boots right here represent where the VOLIBEAR is from, the Frail Jord. So I highly recommend these boots on the bear. Speed is everything in my opinion. Now, cooldown boots, this is a different style, opposed to split pushing and proxying. This here is more considered like the rebite style. So if you're a huge fan of like, sustaining and rebiting with your W over and over and fighting more, and then you're not really like a split push strategist. Not that you can't split push with, cooldown boots. You can, but this right here usually means you're a fighter. You're not afraid, or you're looking to like, be in combat and look for outplays with your E and your W more or something like that. And this can be incredibly good with the Q max, considering how cheap these boots are compared to Swifties. Swifties is usually something I'll consider buying early or something I'll buy second item. Versus like these two boots are really good first buy because they're so cheap. So I put that in a good category. I just can't put it over Swifties. I just can't. I would say Mercs is okay. Mainly it's situational. Same for Tabby's situational. There's definitely some matchups that I consider going these two. Auto attackers are one. And then somebody like Teemo, I'll go this. Counter matchups mostly. I consider these boots. They're expensive, but they're super useful for that reason. Usually matchups that you struggle against, these boots are going to help you out a lot, especially first buy, even though they're expensive. This into like a tank option, like Mercs into Spirit, extremely good into a Teemo. Skill caps, tabbies, whatever you call it, into, auto attackers like Yone, Trenamir, or, Nar, the Furby top is what I call him. These boots here, I noticed there was a challenger player that ran these attack speed boots, and it's extra attack speed. So I never buy, but I'm gonna say it could work. I'm not gonna say it's bad. Sorcery shoes, I never buy, but I think it could work. So I'm not gonna say that there are any bad boots on Volibear. I think all of them could work. It just depends on your playstyle and stuff like that. All right, so season 15 boot upgrades. Now, a lot of people say these aren't worth buying. That's where I'm going to argue. I think it's not worth because of the cost and it slows you down from getting your items. They say slows you down from getting your power spike. Now, here's what I believe in. It allows you to upgrade it after completing 2 legendaries, right? Which is fair in my opinion because 2 legendaries usually mean you have your core items, right? If you're not building your core items or you're not building your power spike yet, I don't know what you're doing. So, my personal opinion, these give extra movement speed. I know it's 5%, but like, look at items like Hullbreaker and other items. They only give 5%, maybe less. So I don't understand the logic in that. I definitely consider this the best upgrade. You can upgrade it after your secondary legendary. Like, for example, if I go Iceborne Spirit on Volibear, I'm all set. I got my core items. You know, I can just, or if I get Riftmaker or Hullbreaker, like, what's it hurt to get extra movement speed or just upgrade them anyway? It's going to help me get away from the Avengers more, right? So that's just my opinion. If anything, I think when you earn Feast of Strength, I think they should allow you to get it for free after you complete your second legendary. I don't think it should cost anything. You already achieved it. You deserve it. I don't think it should cost anything at all. That's the only thing I would change. And all right, so I'm gonna put this as good. You definitely want these with the recall boots. All right. Here's what's interesting. You see how these boots here are like in the okay category, but the upgrade on Mercs and Steel Caps, it's called Armored Advance, and this is called Chain Lace something. I don't know what, but anyway, these upgrades they scale with health. They give you a shield. So when you get hit with an AD champion by one of their attacks or whatever, you get a shield. If you get hit by magic, you get a shield off this one. It's kind of cool, right? And it almost makes this worth it. It's like if you get Feast of Strength, you're like, ooh, I can get these boots and get that extra shield, right? Then there's an argument that people are saying it's bait. It's not really that strong or whatever. I don't know. I think it's kind of strong. So like if you imagine going Thimblewinter into getting more shield, and let's just say you go with Raccoon or whatever, that magic resist that gives you a shield, you can go with that. Sounds broken. So I'm gonna say these are incredibly good. Which is weird because it's like above the tier of these boots, right? But again, I only build this if I'm in those situational matches anyway. So I'm always going to favor Swifties or even like these boots here or cooldown boots, Now let's talk about the cooldown boots. Here's where it gets even weirder. When you win Feast of Strength, these boots right here give you 25 ability haste. That's like equivalent to having a cosmic drive. So that's where I put this one up in the best category. So it's like, now this here got nerfed. I think this got nerfed. I don't think it's nearly as much ability haste as it used to be. It's why I don't really care that much. It still gives ability haste, but it's not as good. This right here kind of brings it back. It's why I put it in the best category. So I highly recommend that. If you get the Feast of Strength and you're like, I don't have let's just say I don't have Swifties yet, and with 1 piece of strength, I might consider it. I might go, hey, I get an extra 25 haste. I'm thinking about going Cosmic Drive this game. Fuck it. It can be really good. Okay, these upgrades, I'm going to say I would never buy. But I don't necessarily think they're that bad. All right, that's it for the tier boots for me. These are my personal, preference on Volibear. Something to consider. Well, that's that for that tier list. Make sure you check out the very next video.